Good morning, everyone. I am Teacher Jarrett, and today we are going to be reading a folk tale together, okay? Yeah. So the genre is a folk tale. And our essential question this week is, what is a folk tale? Okay? So let's read the story of a little boy's lost mitten. So we can see here is a picture of the mitten, right? A mitten is a glove that goes on your one thumb and covers all four fingers together, right? A glove covers all five fingers separately, okay? So the title of this story is The Nice Mitten. Okay, so we can see here's the mitten, and it has a bunny rabbit in it, and a mouse in it, and a porcupine or a hedgehog in it. Wow, so many animals inside of a mitten. Okay, let's go to the next page. Once upon a time, a boy named Lance went out to pick up sticks. His mom gave him nice red mittens in case his hands got cold. So we learned these words, once upon. Remember what they mean? Once means one time, and upon means that it happened in the past. So once upon a time means that one time in the past, a long time ago, this thing happened, okay? So we can see that Lance went out to pick up sticks. Now, why do you think Lance went to pick up sticks if we see this picture? Does anyone have an idea? If you have an idea, raise your hand. Oh, I want you to tell me. Yes, Lance had to go get sticks to put on the fire so his family can stay warm, right? Yeah. And here's his mother giving him the red mittens. Okay, so let's go to the next page. Take the mittens and keep them safe, his mom said. But as Lance left, he ran fast and lost a mitten at the edge of the wide forest. So that means he left his mitten on the ground. Oh no. He has his sticks and he's walking to the house, but he lost a mitten. So let's go to the next page. Look, 5 mice saw the mitten. This is a nice place to rest, they said. So the happy mice went in and rested. Now we know the word so is another way to show an effect, right? So the 5 mice saw the mitten, so they went in and rested, okay? So the word so tells us what happened because the mice saw the mitten. And we know happy means, do you remember? It means to smile and just be really excited and to not be sad, right? Okay, so the happy mice went in and rested. And they were so happy because they found a place to rest, right? Yeah, very good. Okay, so now let's go to the next page. Okay, then a rabbit raced by. Remember, that means to run really, really fast. This is a nice place for hiding, she said. So the rabbit went in and hid. The rabbit's hiding in the mitten. The mitten puffed up a bit. So we can see that there were 5 mice and 1 rabbit inside of this mitten. Wow, that's so many animals. Let's go to the next page. Next, a hedgehog came sniffing by. Remember, you sniff with your nose. This is a nice place for taking a nap, he said. So the hedgehog went in and slept. The mitten puffed up a bit more. Okay, so we can see the hedgehog crawled into the mitten with the rabbit and the 5 mice. Look, he has a pokey back. Poke, 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 poke. Hopefully he doesn't poke any of the other animals. Let's go to the next page and see if there's another animal that comes in. Just then, a big bear came by. A bear. A big bear. This is a nice place to get warm, he said. So the big bear went in. The big bear crawled inside of a mitten. Wow. That mitten is turning into a little house. The mitten puffed up from all the animals in it. It puffed up as much as a mitten can. So we can see, here's the hedgehog. He's like, ah! Like he's really squished. And so are the mice and the rabbit, right? We can see the hedgehog's pokers are sticking out of the mitten. Wow. And we also learned this word from. So the mitten puffed up from all the animals in it. And so that helps us show a cause and effect, right? So the cause is all of the animals crawled into the mitten. And the effect is that the mitten puffed up, right? Yeah, okay. Now, look. At last, a black cricket came by. This is a nice place, he said. We do not have any space, said the animals in the mitten. But the black cricket went in, and just as he did, what do you think happened? It's already so full. They said they do not have any space. Any means to be a little bit of something. If you have, for example, if you say do not have any, it means there is none, not even a little bit. So maybe if you go and look in the cookie jar and there's no cookies in the cookie jar, you can say, we do not have any cookies in our cookie jar, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's see what happened when the cricket went in. Rip, snap, pop! Wow. When Lance came back, there was not a trace of Red Mitten left. So sad. So it looks like the black cricket went into the mitten and the red mitten couldn't get any bigger. And so it went boo! And popped and ripped and snapped. And so the red mitten disappeared into many, many little tiny pieces. So that when the boy got back, he saw the bear footprints, he saw the rabbit footprints, he saw the little mice footprints, but he didn't see a mitten. Huh. Well, I guess the mitten's gone. He's never going to see it again. Now he has to go and tell his mother that he lost the mitten. Oh, well. Let's see what the next page is. Oh, that is the end of our story. Okay. So we learned that when you have your mittens, or when you have other things, you need to take very good care of them, right? You need to always know right where they are. So maybe you put the mittens on your hands, or maybe you put them in a pocket, and you always check to make sure that the mittens are with you, okay? And we also learned that some things can take a lot of pushing, right? The mitten got pushed bigger and then pushed bigger by the hedgehog and then pushed bigger by the bear, but it can only get pushed so far because then a little tiny cricket tried to get in and the whole mitten popped. So even a little bit of something can be too much, can create a big problem, okay? So now let's go to, now we're going to do some learning. Okay, so this is comprehension. And comprehension means understanding what you just read, okay? So today we are going to learn about cause and effect. A cause is what makes something happen in a story. An effect is the event that happens. To find the cause and effect, ask, what happened? Why did it happen? Now, let's think about this for a second. So you can say, I got wet. So that's what happened. And then you can say, why did it happen? Maybe it's because you stood in the rain, right? Or maybe it's because your friend dumped some water on you, right? So that's cause and effect. So let's go to the next page. So find text evidence. Find the causes and effects in the story. Take the mittens and keep them safe, his mom said. But as Lance left, he ran fast and lost a mitten at the edge of the wide forest. So the cause is that he ran fast. And because he ran fast, he lost a mitten, right? Maybe if he didn't run so fast, if he just went very slowly, maybe he wouldn't have lost the mitten, right? Yeah. Okay, so now let's go to the next page. Oh, now we're going to do more cause and effect. All right? So we can see the cause in this column and the effect in this column, okay? So the cause is that Lance ran fast. The effect is that he lost his mitten in the forest, right? So now we can see another cause. The animals wanted to rest. So the mice and the rabbit and the hedgehog and the bear and the cricket all wanted a warm place to rest, right? Yeah. So the animals went inside the mitten, right? Yeah. Now, another cause is too many animals went in. And so what happened when too many animals went into the mitten? The mitten puffed up and got too big. And then it popped. Boo! Right? Yeah. So those are some cause and effects from this story that we just read. Now, your turn. Talk about the cause and effect of the story events in The Nice Mitten. So we already talked about these cause and effects, right? Can we think of any more cause and effects? I guess the one more cause and effect we could say is the mitten puffed up too big, right? Because too many animals were in. And then the mitten popped and Lance couldn't find it, right? So we can say because the mitten puffed up too big, it popped, so Lance couldn't find it, right? Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to the next page. Writing and grammar. Readers 2. Word choice. Paige is a little girl's name. Wrote a poem using strong verbs. So let's read Paige's poem. Paige's poem. My mom baked a cake. She mixed, baked, and sliced, and served it nice and hot. We will gobble it up on the spot. So gobble means to eat so fast. So nom 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 nom. Means you eat it really fast so that it's gone before they even know it. It just got eaten so fast. So now it's your turn. Let's name the strong verbs in Paige's poem. Okay. So a verb is something that you do, right? So baked is something you do, right? Yeah. So baked is a strong verb. Now let's see, what other strong verbs can we find? Do you have an idea? If you have an idea, raise your hand. Oh, I want you to tell me. I'm listening. Mixed. Yes, very good. Mixed is another strong verb. Another strong verb is baked. We already picked that one. And sliced. That means to chop something up. Chop, 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 chop. Another strong verb is gobble, right? You could say that we ate it, right? So everyone knows what the word is to eat. But instead of saying they ate it, they used a strong verb that was gobble. So when you hear gobble, it makes you think of someone eating really fast, right? Yeah, great. You can also say served is a strong verb too, because it's a verb that shows what she's doing, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, the next question is, what strong verbs will you choose for your poem? So if we were going to write a poem and we had to pick some strong verbs, what verbs could we use? One verb is raced, right? So the word, the word raced is much stronger than the word run. Okay? So, because if you hear the word raced, that makes it sound like the person is going so fast, like they're in a race. If you hear the word run, it could just be that the person is just running around, right? Maybe they're not running fast. Maybe they're just running slow. So let's think of another strong verb. The word, can you think of any other words? I have an idea. The word, let's see, there should be a strong verb up here. So the word went is not a very strong verb, right? So instead of the word went, because they say, so the hedgehog went in, we can say the hedgehog squeezed in, right? You see how that's a stronger verb? The hedgehog squeezed in the mitten. So the word squeezed makes you think that he had to really push in, right? So it's better than just went in. Okay? So those are some strong verbs. Now let's go to the last page of the lesson today. Okay? Today this last page is about writers. We are going to talk about past and future tense verbs. Verbs that end in ed tell about action in the past. Verbs with will tell about action in the future. So the verb baked is in the past, right? Because it has ed. The verb will gobble is in the future because it has the word will. So you can say, tomorrow after school, I will race home, right? So that is a future tense verb because it's happening tomorrow and it has the word will, right? Or you can say, yesterday, I raced home from school, right? So you say raced, R-A-C-E-D. So there's an ed at the end of that verb, which means it's a past tense. That means it already happened, right? So here we can see in Paige's poem, my mom baked a cake. So that means she baked it already. It's already been done. We will gobble it up. So we will gobble it up. That means when Paige wrote this poem, they didn't eat it just yet, but they will eat it in the future. Okay? So our last question for today is find other verbs about the past in Paige's poem. So let's see. We know the word baked is in the past, right? Because it has ed. So we also see mixed. Yes, mixed has ed as well. So that means mixed is a past tense verb. And now here's another word, baked. That also has the ed. And sliced, yes. So that means all of these verbs happened in the past. That means Paige's mom already did them. And so finally, for our last past tense verb, we see, is it and? No, it is served. We can see served has an ed at the end of it. So that means the mother brought the cake onto the table and all of the little children are sitting there looking at it like this. And they haven't eaten it yet, but they said they will gobble it up on the spot. So that means they're getting ready to eat it up right now when we read this poem. Okay? So that is all of our lesson for today. So we learned about making sure to keep an eye on your things, and also that it takes only a little bit of something for something to break or something bad to happen, right? So that was a good folk tale we learned today. Yeah. So now it's time for me to say bye-bye. Okay? But we will keep learning tomorrow with more lessons, okay? Tomorrow we'll read more stories about more folk tales. And we'll either read about animals or people or maybe more gingerbread men. Okay? So I will see you next time. Okay? Bye-bye.